All right, good morning, sixth grade. By now, many of you have picked up your new workbook that says Texas Kids Learn Getting Ready for Seventh Grade. Because guess what? That's what you're doing. You're getting ready to be promoted to seventh grade. For most of you, hopefully all of you, but at least for most of you. Okay? This workbook is going to finish out the last 4 weeks of school from today until May 29th. So we only have 3 days this week to finish the first week in this workbook, and I'm going to explain all that to you in a minute. But I want you to be ready to work. I want you to be ready to go, go, go. Don't forget, as always, all completed work, snap a picture, send it to me so that I can give you credit for the work that's done. All right, so let's look at your workbook first before we get started. So there's your cover. You're going to see that here's your title page. Your table of contents is in both English and Spanish because that will help your parents who are going to be looking at this workbook with you. Okay. Top 10 things your seventh grader will need to know on page 6. There's some ideas for things you can do at home and in the community on page 8 and 12. Some reading suggestions for your summer vacation and even a reading log on page 17 for you to log what you read this summer. And then there's some websites and apps on a different page for some learning activities that you can do. What I want you to notice is that your weekly activities are divided by just that, weeks. There's week 1, week 2, all the way through week 6. We're going to do week 1, 2, 3, and 4. And for some of you that are going to do summer school, we'll do week 5 and 6 in the summer school. Okay? There's a little bit of pages at the back of the book for your parents preparing your teen for the assessments that are coming up, and then there's some appendices and a parent survey and whatnot. So that's your table of contents. There's a little welcome letter. It's in both English and Spanish. There are your top 10 things that you're going to need to know as a seventh grader, so it's important that you guys actually make an effort so that you're not just a seventh grader spilling a chair, but you're a student learning. Okay, there's all those things I was telling you about, things to do at home and in the community. I'm going to scroll through those. Talks about math practice, which that's between you and Miss Penrod or Miss Scotty or Miss Bowser, whoever your math teacher is. You'll see here that we start right here, weekly activities for students, actividades semanales para estudiantes. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to have you do today, Wednesday, May 6th, is do page 20. And you're going to do page 22 as well, okay? Page 20 and page 22. There's a math page in between on page 21. That's between you and your math teacher, okay? For this, you're going to read this little blurb. It's not very long. It's called Up in the Attic. It's a short paragraph, or 4 paragraphs here. And then I want you to use the chart below. And then if you need more paper, because those squares are kind of little, use a sheet of notebook paper. As always, when you finish an assignment, take a picture of it and send it to Miss Simpson so I can give you credit for your work. So it's simply going to ask you some questions. What did you read? What do I know? And what is my inference? Okay, we've just talked about inference until you all are probably dreaming about it. So your questions are, when did Billy's mom put the map in the attic? Did Billy agree that the map led to a treasure? How did Billy's mom know he would find the map? And what kind of kid does Billy seem to be? So guys, when you read this, now you have those questions planted in your brain. You kind of know what you're looking for. So let's read the first paragraph. Billy's mom had been asking him to clean the attic for months. So if you don't know what an attic is, it is a room above the house. So it's between the ceiling and the first level or second level, depending on how many levels your house has. But it's a room in the roof of your house, basically, in the ceiling of your house. And people usually use an attic to store things. So it's a room above the ceiling, between the roof and the ceiling at the top. Okay? All right, Billy's mom had been asking him to clean the attic for months. One Saturday, Billy was bored and decided it was time to get the job done. He walked up the dusty stairs, pushed open the old door, and got right to work. As Billy sifted through boxes, shuffled through papers, dusted and cleaned, he found all sorts of odd little treasures. He found funny pictures of his parents when they were younger, old toys of every description, and many books. Billy found some of his own toys and clothes from when he was much younger. He smiled. The attic certainly had lots of stories to tell about his family. A small wooden box tucked in the far corner of the attic caught Billy's eye. He went over and opened it. In it he found some old papers. One looked like a map. As he looked closely at it, Billy discovered that the map showed a house, his house. Then Billy searched for where the map led to and realized it was his own bedroom. He ran back down the stairs with the map in hand. He was very excited now and sped into his room to find what he was sure would be a wonderful surprise. As he opened the door to his room, he smelled the aroma of his favorite thing in the world, banana nut muffins. There on the corner of his desk was a plate of warm muffins and a tall glass of cold milk. Beside the plate was a note from his mom. "Thank you for cleaning the attic," it said. "I hope you enjoyed this little treasure too. Love, Mom." Okay. Ooh, I love little stories like this. Okay, so here we go, guys. The first question, that's the only one I'm helping you with. The rest of them you're going to do on your own because you can. When did Billy's mom put the map in the attic? Okay, does it tell us when she put that map in there? It doesn't. It didn't tell us that. Reread the paragraph. Remember, we always want to read it twice. So what I read? Well, what I read was that Billy found that treasure map the morning that he decided to clean the attic. What I know is there's no way that that was a real treasure map, that it had been there for very long. Why do I know that? I'm inferring that because the treasure map led to Billy's bedroom where there was a warm muffin and a cold glass of milk. So what I read was there was a map in the attic. What I know is there's no way it was a real treasure map or had been there a long time. My inference is that Mom had put it in there just to lead Billy back to his bedroom after he'd cleaned out the attic, right? So we can say things like that. There's other ways you can do that as well. And so I'm not trying to stifle your own creativity, but what did you read? What do you know? Did Billy agree that the map led to a treasure? What do you think? It was his favorite food in the whole world. That's what I read. What I know is that he believed it was a treasure, so I can infer, right? So use your brain, guys. You got this. Okay, let's look at page 22, current events. Read an article about a recent event that encourages debate over an issue. Write a brief summary of the article, then list the arguments on each side of the debate. Here's what I want you to do. Grab a newspaper, grab a magazine, grab the internet. Look up something that the world is talking about right now. So there's a lot going on. There's the coronavirus lockdown. There's people arguing on both sides. We shouldn't be locked down. We should be locked down. That's a current event that you could be writing about, right? What are the two sides discussing? What are their reasons? Why does one side want us shut down and the other side want us open up? Don't just say there's one side that wants us open and the one side that wants us shut down. So what are their reasons? Why is that? My own daughters wrote an essay this week for their 9th grade AP ELAR class, and I was asking them, does the internet bring kids these days closer together or not? And we had that own discussion in our home, talking about, well, the internet allows you to meet people that maybe you would never otherwise meet if you're in a certain group on some kind of social media platform and you're getting to visit with people that maybe have the same interest as you. Like there's a Texas turtle group that Miss Simpson follows because I love turtles, and I'm learning all about turtles through this group, and I'm meeting experts and people that I would never ever get to meet otherwise. So that way the internet's been a good way of connecting me. to other people. But on the other hand, if I spend too much time connecting with those other groups, then I'm not spending time with my own family. And so that's not a good thing. I'm spending too much time on the internet and not spending time with face-to-face conversations and so forth with my own family. So in that way, the internet can be not a good thing. So pick an article that has two sides to it, a pro and a con, a for and against, okay? And I want you to write about it in this page that's in your workbook, okay? Which arguments, if any, were not supported by evidence in the text? Your argument has to be supported by evidence. That's why I said don't just tell me what the sides are. Tell me their reasons. Why did they pick one side or the other, okay? All right, that's all you have to do today are those two pages, page 20 and page 22. Look for a second video later today with the next 5 letters in your cursive handwriting, okay? All right, so until next time, take good care of yourself, take good care of one another, and I will talk to you soon, all right? Boop.